Is that you?
Kill him.
What's it
Wait
been,
an hour.
5
Then pull any
years?
gold teeth. Easy as pie.
You're an idiot. Wait a minute, wait an hour. Alive, dead. It makes no difference at all.
I've pulled plenty of gold teeth. I know the right way of it.
Maybe I'll pull your teeth just to prove you wrong.
What do you know? It really does make no difference. You. Act.
Reckon that's one way to settle an argument.
Isn't this something?
Haven't seen you around before. Welcome to the King's Coffee. What can I do for you? Figured that out all on your own, did you? You're right, though. Inherited an old dhow from my da when he passed. Right piece of shit it was, too. Realised I was bound to make more coin turning her into a tavern than letting her rot in her berth. What do you want? There's always someone about who can't...
If you're enjoying my performance, tips are welcome but not required. Thank you, loyal patron. I work for a handful of pyres per day. How could I find enjoyment in that? I was playing dice and gambled on a sure thing. It turned out not to be such a sure thing, and now Harker owns my arse until I can pay off the debt. Of course, I started off owing him 250, and even though I've paid that twice, now I'm in the hole for 700. The interest rate, this uniform, my food and drinks, they all got added onto my tab at the end of the day. Oh, thank you, patron. I'll be debt-free in no time. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, patron.
Hello. May I help you? Need anything? I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm a man of adventure, mostly. A few. More than I could share in it. I was on an expedition into the backwoods of Read Seras when I came across the Read Serans are conservative folk, more so even than the Adherents. They don't have much use for reading that doesn't come from... And what a selection of books it was. Every subject represented. Even some questionable ones. I couldn't help but help myself to them. I took as many as I tired soon of wandering. So I settled in a small town in the Deerwood and became a tutor for a noble family. Fell in love with the governess, naturally. And I stayed. For a while. Well... I felt a stirring in my bones one day. I can't explain it. I just woke up, caught sight of the horizon, and had to go. I left my lady wife right there in our marital bed. I don't know what's waiting for me out here in the Deadfire. But I have hope this will be my biggest adventure yet. Well, you listened to my long tale. I suppose you are owed a trick or two. For the much obliged.
Consider it done.
Have mercy on me.
I got this.
Lost my God's damn soul and stupidity. Andre, save me now. My ship was attacked and boarded by pirate hunters. Didn't know if we'd be able to get away, so I swallowed down my most valuable possession. Gutty's black tear, a gemstone, about the size of my course now. It ain't coming out of either end. Been trying all manner of foul concoctions to no effect on account of my stomach being too strong. Years of sailing the storm-racked seas will do that to you. Started feeling an intense pain 2 days ago. I think I might be dying. I can't even crawl no more. Make me puke. Whatever you're gonna do, just make it happen before this cursed gem kills me. Give me something strong enough to upset even my iron gut. Rosanella's got a stand in a Radiant Court. She's been supplying me with some, experimental concoctions. Tweaking them after. Tell her...
What do we have here? How can I ease your trouble? I surprise and delight the... My speciality is oils. full-body rub-downs, right? Fit to leave you limber, clear-headed, and I got other skills, of course, should you be looking. And all for a measly 200 pyres.
My, aren't you a handsome one? Did you need help with some? Isn't it obvious? I entertain, of course. It'll cost you 50 pyres, naturally. And don't let the wrinkles fool you. I'm still young at heart, and I've got more experience than most.
Life's been good. I keep on my feet and never stay in one place too long.
Much ado to you, Casita. A word of advice. Guard your back in dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene. Elsewise, how might I be of assistance? You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise, and the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you, the latter was supremely by necessity, though perhaps I'm ill-equipped to throw stones. As a casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the Radiant Court. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today? I met Ferrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet. When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no Yes, our council. There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power, both politically and physically. Ferrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet as you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair and I am the third. Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes. The Consuelo will need to vote on it, but with your reputation, and if you vanquished Benwith, as appears to be the case, I will speak with Ferrante so that he may consider the matter further.
Ah, Watcher. Good. You have arrived.
I know that dimple. Had you in my sights once, but you've been down to lace your boot. It's the ones who get away that hurt the most.
A coincidence, surely. A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem, the scoundrel Benweth. Gelarde, for this you have my grandest commendation. No. As my memory serves me, you did not. And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize. However, there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen, one which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted the floating hangman that haunts the Deadfire. It would seem I have undervalued you, Watcher. I will not mince words, as you undoubtedly know what we're up against. This galleon, what likely remains of the Von Ferrus, is a frightful legend. We have been losing ships at sea, amico, and not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be our culprit. Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say. Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood. Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can. Go on, gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me. quite what I expected, Watcher. You're... kinder than most. Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even the few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end. It branded the back of my eyes, that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt. Not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked... rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end. Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up at midday. Without a sound, the Spectre ship. Skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it. They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding, even the ones who seemed hardly aware. Figured she was the captain, me.
There is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferus of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
Deny me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before...
Calling me Craven? Huh, sure, I am. Took a knock-in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care, me.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time. One moment, Watcher. How very clever of you. Indeed, the White Kestrel and her crew were pledged to Aldis. However, it is not by virtue of Aldis that Selenia yet lives, and I would have that well remembered. I can be a generous leader, you understand. Truly. Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Revan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Dakotsi paladin who died more than 200 years ago. It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Revan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath and how to defeat her galleon. Unfortunately, the only soul who could possibly shine more light on our situation lies buried deep within Neketak. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume. Meaning what, by that last? You were able to read his soul, despite how much time has passed? A death guard? How fascinating. And terrible. I must, of course, presume that you've unearthed a promising lead for us. Perhaps you were able to learn about Revan's whereabouts, of where her spectral ship oft anchors? Selenia is not a captive. The matter is not whether she will go free, but when. If you insist it must be sooner, then so be it. She is uncouth, and would happily repay my benevolence with a knife in the back. Yet you fault my precaution. I can summon to mind no island with such name. Likely it hides now behind another. I will charge my best chroniclers to track our isle through the centuries. I believe you're becoming an invaluable asset to the Principe, and I deeply value each of my assets. You must accept this token of my immense appreciation. A matter of a rather delicate nature has arisen. One which I believe could benefit from your, let us say, expertise. An associate of mine is in need of a favor. A favor that necessitates a great deal of discretion. See to this for me, and I will weight you with a considerable amount of coin. It involves something of a sensitive topic among the Principi. I'll explain further once I can trust you're fully committed. My associate conducts dealings with a group of traders of a sort. The traders are having a bit of a wealthy and influential man. What more